Hey everyone, it's Matt with Mineral Stains. Today we're going to go over one of our new products that was just added to our shop page. So our Masonry Sealer has been requested for quite some time by customers and even our applicators that do our service work in Chicago. So the cool part about our Masonry Sealer is that it's very high in water vapor transmission, meaning it's not going to bake or entrap that moisture on the inside. Water vapor, obviously, as you know, is not intended for the brick or any masonry to be kept on, let's say, the inside of a building. So we're very happy and pleased to announce that it's going to be one of the highest sealers out there. And the cool part is, I'm just going to use an example. If you have, for instance, a quart of our sealer, because it's also coming in a concentrated form, you will then take 5 parts of water, or 5 quarts in this example, and out of 1 quart, you could actually make up to almost 1.5 gallons of sealer. So about 1 gallon is going to get you over 300 square feet. The only caveat is once you mix it, you have to use it within 24 hours. If it's just the sealer itself, our shelf life is going to be probably around 18 months. So even on the sealer that you purchase and you don't use, simply keep it in the same container, whether it's a quart or 1 gallon or 2.6 gallon. Tape it up, maybe like an electrical tape, and then you're good to go. If you have a retaining wall of pavers that you want to protect, for instance, that we do recommend you could use it on that. Where this is going to really come into play, and we get a lot of calls, is your product going to last 20 years? And my typical answer is going to be, yes, it will. Will your masonry? And then the clients are like, what do you mean? And so, you know, your mortar, your brick have to be in a good state, in good shape. And examples can be, you stay in your house, you have a air conditioning wall unit, for instance, in the window, not a proper ledge or drip edge, and the condensation is streaking down the wall. That could, for instance, ruin your wall or your masonry over time, as that streak is not intended on any surface, more importantly, masonry. Rainwater is perfectly fine, but when you have 2 or 3 days of continuous running water, that's not good for the masonry substrate down the road. So examples would be a windowsill. A lot of times you have a soldier course of brick, for instance. So imagine a brick is not pitched enough. The rainwater hits it. It just sits there for 2-3 days. Now clay brick is going to absorb more of that rainwater than limestone would, for example. Both at some point are going to take in so much water that even if you stain using our product, you may get some failures here and there because it's just gravitating and pulling in that water consistently, and then it just sits there if you get a multiple amount of days of rain. So for that reason, if you put the sealer on top, it's not entrapping, or the rainwater is then not filtering through the actual cavity of the brick or limestone in this sequence. Retaining walls. A lot of times older homes do not have a proper membrane on the inside. And even worse, if you have a garden flower bed within a retaining wall, you're keeping all that moisture, all that water within the brick cavity on the inside, and it's just going to take so much damage over the years. And that's where you see retaining walls fall apart after a while, where the existing building is in good shape. Even like a wing wall. So for instance, you have a house, you've done an addition, and then you have that wing section that's matching with the old brick, or it was built with the house. If you don't have a properly pitched roof underneath it, or a downspout, any type of that perimeter around, that top of that retaining wall is going to get really hit. If you had a chance, and we did a video on an espresso project that was done, the part of that wing wall was actually rebuilt, for that matter. So I just want to let you know that nothing is bulletproof when too much water or moisture get in. The last thing as a conclusion is this sealer can also be used for you masons. So even if you're doing a chimney that's not going to be stained, you could still use this product as a regular mason. We will back the product with a 7-year warranty. If you see water beading and it's not absorbing into the surface, then you know you're good to go. So there could be projects where you do one coat of the sealer. Some may require additional coats, probably 2. So at that point, you're going to do another recoat. The final thing I wanted to mention is the sealer is very easy to use. You could simply use a cheap pump sprayer you could get at Walmart or any hardware store. Simply, when you're done, refill it with water, give it some pump, make sure that the end tip is clean, and then you could use it for another application of something else. In the future, we will continue on doing additional videos and literature on our sealer, and we hope that it's another item that will, or another product that's going to give you some type of a solution with possible problematic areas, like maybe a foot or 2 off the ground. If you're doing any landscaping or chemical application and you're spraying any type of masonry, that could be another solution. But we will continue on educating and expanding on this product. For more information, please reach out to us, info@mineralstains.com. Thank you.